Hey everybody, this is Ranger J 1999 and I am doing another wonderful lesson on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I've been getting a ton of requests for this. Excuse me, I drink some water. About PvP. As you know, I usually finish top of my shard or next to the top of my shard, so I'm going to go through some PvP matches. Now that takes 10 minutes for each one, so in between I haven't done any of my game stuff today, just so you kind of see how I kind of operate with PvP. So without further ado, let's get into it. PvP is essential. We have a basic tutorial on the site that you can go to for Real Sith the Genius. Kind of give you an idea of how you want to approach this, based off where you're at what tier of how you want to approach, PvP. I'm not going to get into any of that. I just want to get into the basic dynamics of the game. So you can see I haven't really been messing with it at all. I dropped a little bit. Usually I drop a little bit more on Saturday, Sunday because everybody and their mom is PvPing that day because it's the requirement for the guild. Which is fine. I don't mind dropping because it's not that hard to get back up. You see I did a couple of matches already, but typically I try to refresh and see how high I can get. It looks like the most I'm going to be able to get is 15. Now, just to let you know about PvP, I always look at who I'm facing before I go in. Standard taunt team with Rey, Qui-Gon, and Leia as the DPS. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm facing before I go in, because that's going to dictate the strategy that I use when I go and attack this. Just to let you know, I don't care how good you are, RNG can get you every time. Okay, so don't get frustrated if RNG gets you. It's going to happen. And don't be frustrated if you drop. As your team gets better, listen, I don't care who you are. Any team can beat any team on any server. It's just the way it is. So you're going to drop. Defense is not the strongest it could be for this game. So we're going to go ahead and do a match first. And then in between I'll do some of my daily stuff just to keep things flowing and everything. I'm not doing this live. This is a recording. So just so you guys can see what's going on. So let's start with this battle here. This is my team. I run Anakin, Royal Guard, Rey, Qui-Gon, and Stormtrooper Han. Now I am going to be changing this up. I'm going to be running Lando, who I'm working on, and I'm going to be running Emperor Palpatine and replace Rey and Qui-Gon, just because I like the setup of that team. I like the AoE. It's a nice team. But I've got to get Emperor Palpatine and Lando geared out before I do that, so I'll still be running this team for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get into the battle. Here we go. Someone's already engaged. They're already engaged. Okay. Alright. So it looks like they jumped up. So I'm going to attack this team. Phasma lead with Qui-Gon, Rey, Fives, and Royal Guard. Okay, here we go. We're going to try it again. Your opponent is already engaged in early battle. Man, can't seem to get him. Give it a minute here. I'll come back to this in just a second. Let me just go ahead and do some of my daily stuff. Let me see if I have bought my things. I did. Good. Alright, let's start with our challenges. Today is Sunday, so we want to get all our challenges in. Training droids. Yep. Good. Get some cash. Straight cash, homie, because we need some. Quote the great Randy Moss. Okay, always need moolah. Let's knock that out. Alright, sim. Done. No, I missed one. That's alright, I'll go back and get it. Okay. Done. Alright. Claim. Galactic War, I'm just going to restart this. I'm not going to do Galactic War right now. Maybe I'll do some battles, but I just want to get the daily, and then I'll go ahead and retreat. Got that knocked out. Okay, I know I got to do a mod, might as well. And done. And do my light side, dark side, and hard modes. And I am working on a first order team, so I usually just use for that one. I just go straight to first order stormtrooper. Find that. Done. Man, one shard. That's crooked. Alright. Let's check PvP, see if I've... Doc BM, that's a droid team. Okay, interesting. Doc's a good guy with his droids. Droids, most of the time I beat, but RNG can get you with droids and you can lose. So I'm doing this for you guys, the fans. So I'm going to face it with my team. His team's going to go first and hit me hard, but we should be okay. First person you always want to kill is Jaw Engineer. I don't care who else you want to face. You kill Jaw Engineer. Bam, throw. Okay. And I'm focusing all my firepower on him. Always defense up because it reduces the amount of damage I can take. Now, I always like to use Anakin's basic attack on there. See, I got both the debuffs on there. He can't taunt. Now I got Han up. Now this team is mine. Jaw Engineer's going down. Yes, please keep hitting Stormtrooper Han. Alright, I'm going to get Ray's double thing going. Now, I typically with the stun will stun this IG-86. Of course, it didn't hit. Let's use Anakin's AoE. Get some good hits in there. And we're going to get rid of Jaw Engineer. Next, I'm going to focus on 86. Cred, I think that's going to fall off. That's okay. Let's stun his ass anyway. Because I do have Qui-Gon's ability up. Hit him with Anakin again. That didn't hit, that's okay. Take that off, get everybody offensive up. Goodbye, IG-86. Stun 88. Stun's not happening, but you just gave Anakin a big hit. Thank you. Oh, let's finish his ass. Good, but that's okay. Taking on. See how RNG gets you? I'm not planning on that happening. You kind of see my attack pattern that when I use an ability or somebody's ability, it's for a purpose. And then we can just basically finish up. HK-47. This match is done. I'm just going to auto it. And of course, he revived. Alright, that's a victory in the bag. I'm sure Doc will attack me again because he likes to jump up. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so we're looking pretty solid. Alright, we gotta wait. How long? 7 minutes. Alright, I do need to redeem. I've already worked on a lot of these characters. Chief Nebbit's done. Leia, I've got Grand Marv Tarkin's done. Ugnaught, for you, Finn, never. I haven't done HK-47. I do have 88. I do have Akbar. I have Eth Koth, Darth Sidious, Stormtrooper Han. They're all done. For me, just because I've been working on characters that I had to have. I'm having fun. I always wanted Asajj Ventress, so I'm going to get her. I know, not the best character. I could do HK-47, but I don't know, I kind of like Asajj. Alright, so let's go back to doing some of our dailies. What do I have left? Oh yes. I'm kind of waiting a little bit. I'm going to do a mass go for Lando. I'm trying to do the Emperor event and get it done. As you can see with Lando, you see I've been working on him. He's 43 out of 100. We got 2 days left. I typically have been spending mass crystals trying to get him. You see I've got his stuff maxed over here. Gear, I've got the gear. I just got to do these little inky ones here. I need to get the hypo syringes to finish him off there because he's at gear 9. I need to get him to gear 10 before I can use him for PvP. You see I started using a little bit of mods just to put him in there. And then the Emperor, I've got Emperor at 6 stars, so I got to just do the 7-star event. All right. What do I need? So, trying to do some math in here in my head real quick if I calculate this correct. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to get to 20 before I do it. So, okay. All right. Let me check the guild store. I don't know what's in there. No, I'm not going to do U88. Okay. So we still got 4 minutes left. I wouldn't be surprised if Doc attacked us again. He likes to jump up into PvP. Now I typically, because I always go for number 1, I will use the refresh, not this one, but when I've gone through all my battles, I will use the refresh for number 1. I might as well do some Galactic War while we're waiting. I said I wouldn't, but I've pretty much done everything else, so we're just kind of waiting. So I got a couple battles. And if you want to, GW is a good place to practice who you want to attack and understanding how the characters are going to work. I always start off like I like to kill Sidious. Not that, I mean, I treat it like it's a regular PvP match. So as soon as I kill him, I'm going to go after Ventress. Because she doesn't hit hard. She somewhat does, but he doesn't either. I knew that was coming. Didn't do his turn meter. That's okay. Okay. 2 minutes 35 seconds. Ooh, Bronzium. Let me see what I get out of this. 300 credits, I'm going to guess. 1,000. I was wrong. To get rid of ETH costs. Okay. Get rid of Mace. All right, so you kind of see we're waiting. Now, typically, what I'll do for nodes 3, 1 through 4 is I'll use the same team. Node 5, I'll switch out my other team that I like to use just so I can get turn meter on them. So that's just a quick strategy for GW since we're sitting here waiting for PvP. We got 14 seconds, okay. You can see, I'm going to attack this person. Get to rank number 10. Alright. Evasion team with Dooku, with Phasma. Oh, I'm sorry, I got that completely wrong. It's just a Phasma lead team. Alright, so I'm going to attack Qui-Gon. Get dodge up now. The reason I do that is because Qui-Gon's going to attack that and remove that, and that's what I want him to do. Didn't land with Anakin. See, now I've got that. Now I can do and not worry about him removing that. And then I can focus on who I really want to get rid of is Rey. Oh, his defense up. Speed down. I knew that was coming, but that's okay. Still gonna well on her. Let's try to nail him with this. Nope. RNG. That's okay. You still have to be able to adapt. Let's get rid of that. See if I can stun Qui-Gon. Good. Alright, I'm going to hit her. Good. He taunted, which is what I wanted. Now I'm going to finish off her because now I've got Anakin's AoE. Bam. And then Qui-Gon's going to go. And I'm going to remove this, his taunt. Stun Phasma. Beat on Qui-Gon. Oh, he dodged. Alright, let's try this again. Third time's a charm. Money. Now he can't taunt. Now I can really focus on Qui-Gon. Rey. Bam. Alright. Let's finish the defensive up. I always use defensive up. I'm going to hit Phasma and beat her ass down. Yeah. AoE. At this point, it's a win for me. Well, I got to remove taunt. Let's stun Phas. Nope. That gave me turn meter. Alright. Try this again. Thank you. Let's beat the hell out of Phas. You see that there's strategy in what I do. Alright, I can auto this and then get rid of roll guard. That'll be another win for us. So you can see as I go, based off what's happening in the actual game itself, dictates how I use a character and when I use a character. There's manipulation to this. Doesn't mean it's always going to work, right? You don't know what's going to happen. You have to be adaptable when you're PvPing. You have to be able to know what the AI is going to do. As you saw, I manipulated their Qui-Gon into attacking my Rey so that he didn't use that ability on Stormtrooper Han. I didn't taunt with Han right away, and I wouldn't have if Qui-Gon still had that ability up. Alright, unless I have some kind of CC on Qui-Gon, which I didn't, and roll guard was not going to go. The best move was, and I always do this on my first move. Now, sometimes their Anakin, if they have it, will have a high speed and will knock all that out. I'm still going to wait to use Stormtrooper Han. Again, it's dictated by what pieces they have on their team and what they're going to do. Now, after the first couple of moves, you kind of have to play by what's happening in the match itself. So you have to be very cognizant of what you have coming up and when you're going to use it. All right, wait 1 moment. Be right back. All right. You see there's a lot of Anakin-led teams in PvP. We look at the ranks. You kind of see that I do like about PvP is it's diversifying. You can look here, Anakin, Emperor, Old Ben, Emperor, Anakin, Old Ben, Anakin. Kind of see that those are your main leaders. Leaders are going to be pretty much the same because they give certain abilities and they can do certain things for you. Or if you break down each team, they're all different. ADAP runs a full Jedi squad. I give him mad props because he does run a full Jedi squad. Huan, he runs the big wedge combo with Emperor. I have beaten this team, but I can tell you right now, it's a pain in the you-know-what. Man, that team's a nightmare to try to beat, but it can be done. Typical Old Ben lead with Anakin. So you can see there's a lot of diversity here. Godzilla runs Vader with Emperor and his Stormtrooper Han, Qui-Gon, and Rey. Again, a team that can be beaten. I beat all these players. I've played their teams and I can beat them. The one that gives me the most fits is that Droid team you saw earlier. Even though I beat it pretty handily, RNG can go any way. I could have been ability blocked and it can go against you. Juan's team here, or Huan, really solid team. I have to sometimes have a break with RNG to beat this team because it's so fast and so devastating with the Emperor. The main person you want to kill first in this, it varies. Still trying to formulate a strategy on this one. I usually go for the Emperor first, mainly because he can stun and he can heal and do all kinds of stuff. Certain characters I always go for first, depending on the team makeup. I'll try to CC one of these. Of course, Anakin's always beating on this dude. Beating on Royal Guard because I want to keep him while I'm doing all my hits. I don't want him to taunt. Unless I've got Qui-Gon and I'm turn meter ready to go, I typically have Anakin just beat on the tank. And I'll try to CC one of these two with Royal Guard if it can hit. But my main primary focus is the Emperor. Like with ADAP's team, my primary focus will be Anakin. Because Anakin, you cannot leave Anakin alive. Because if you start taking down these other pieces of his team, you're just giving turn meter Anakin, and because of his Righteous Fury and his other abilities, he's going to waylay the hell out of your team. So my two primary focus is always Anakin and Yoda. Those are the first two I kill on this team. Then I'll worry about the rest of them. But you have got to know which priority is your target when you're doing PvP. Alright, so we're still waiting. How much longer I got? No, that's not what I meant to hit. We got a minute. We'll sit here and wait. So the next person I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to 5. So we got a minute here to wait. So my priority, he's got a double taunt team. It's an interesting team. He's pretty much running the same team that I'm running. RNG can go against me because it's the same team makeup and everything. But we'll see here in a minute what happens. I'm going to kill Anakin. All my focus will be on Anakin. If I can get a CC on Rey or Qui-Gon, I will. Anakin on my team is still going to beat on Royal Guard. All right, I'll say Qui-Gon's ability to remove Han's taunt when he pops, because that's the first thing. Certain characters are going to do certain moves. Anakin is always going to start off with his AOE. Qui-Gon's different. Now, Qui-Gon, when he goes, when the AI is using him, is going to do one of two things. If you have a buff up on somebody, he will immediately try to remove that buff to give offensive up to his team. However, if you don't have anything offensive up, he's going to use his assist ability. So you have to be aware of that, all right? Again, if you're trying to manipulate the AI, you have to understand what they're going to do. Ray always first attack is foresight. Rogar will always, on AI, defensive up, and Han will always be his first thing will be taunt. All right, we're going to attack Durgars. All right, so Anakin is my priority. I knew that was going to happen. See, AOE. I'm going to use my defensive up, and then I'm not using my AOE. All right, perfect. Now, Qui-Gon has not done his thing yet, so I'm not going to use Han's taunt. Okay, I'm just going to keep beating on Anakin. I want Qui-Gon to use his ability. There it is. Now I can use a taunt. I don't want to give a lot of turn meter, so I'll save Rey's big hit. Here's the assist. That sucked, but oh well. Alright. We will have to wait. Alright, now I'm going to taunt with Han. I can't really use Anakin's ability, so I'm just going to AoE, get some damage, get offensive up to all my tunes. Qui-Gon should be going here soon. I'm going to remove that. There it is. Now I can remove that. Now I don't have to worry about Han. Alright, let's do defensive up again. I'm going to try to get that back on. There we go. Now I can well on Anakin. He's gone. Next is Rey. Thank you. I'll use the assist. Perfect. Keep focused on Rey. Qui-Gon's next. Let's use his AoE because... There we go. Alright. Stun. That's alright. Okay. Bye-bye, Mr. Qui-Gon. Let's use defensive up. Let's finish off roll guard. Let's use his AoE. And then we'll finish off Han. There you go. You can see how I waited to use certain abilities, waited for the AI to do certain things before I made my move. All right. One thing people have been asking is why do I always use Royal Guard's defensive up, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't know why more people don't use this. Well, they're really pushing these Rebel packs, I swear. The reason I do it, because that's not what I wanted to look at. It gives defensive up for 2 turns for allies, right? And what that does is it reduces the hits that come in on you, on your characters. It's a great ability, especially when I get it on Stormtrooper Han. Now he's getting damage reduction on each of his hits. He's still giving turn meter, but he's living longer. And for anybody that's AoE and stuff, it's reducing the amount of damage you're taking with the AoEs. Okay. Now, I've used my 5. However, I'm going for number 1. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to pop my 50, and I'm going to battle. Now this is an old Ben lead with Qui-Gon. Looks like GS. Well, let's look at the team. That might be Sunfac. Oh, it's Geo. Okay, so it's Geonosian Soldier. Okay. So we're going to go in here now. I'm going to try and focus on Anakin. He's still the primary focus. I'm going to try to stun old Ben. However, he's probably going to go first. He's going to ability block me. That's okay. My Anakin is still going to be beaten on roll guard, and then all my other primary tunes are going to be beaten on him. Again, if someone want to manipulate, make Qui-Gon use his ability. Now, RNG could get me here, but we'll see. It's a strong team. Alright, my focus is on Anakin. We're going to use this. Again, I want to attack roll guard. I only got healing. He did his AoE. Now notice, he did that. I don't have any abilities, so that means Qui-Gon, if I use Han's taunt, it's going to remove it. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to hit Anakin. He did his defensive up. I'm going to defensive up, because I don't want... There he goes. I knew that was going to happen. Alright. I still want to get this on him. There we go. Now I can focus mainly on Anakin. Focus down Anakin. Alright. Let's do it AoE. Beat on roll guard all you like, I don't care. Say dodge. It is RNG. Alright. Now I can taunt with Han. Finish off Anakin. I'm going to work on Qui-Gon. Of course, I'm going to try to work on Qui-Gon. See, this is the thing, is you just don't know when the evasion is going to hit. Let's get some defensive up going. Okay. Dodge again. Okay. Qui-Gon's going soon. Let's try to get a stun on... Nope. Alright, that's going to happen. Let's remove that. I knew that was happening. It's AoE. I'm going to go after Geo. He's not hitting. Let's go for the big hit. Then hit. Let's get some defense going. I think we're good. We got this in the bag. Alright, we could just auto the rest of this. You see, you have to be patient. You have to really pay attention to what's happening. RNG, I got a lot of evasions and dodges for what I wanted to do, but I had to rethink what my priorities and my strat as it was happening. You got to be adaptable, okay? And don't freak out if something doesn't happen when you're like, oh my god, it didn't hit. It's not the end of the world. Alright, so let's check my bronzium. Piece of garbage gear. Yay! Okay. So while we're waiting on that, I'm going to do, let's go our challenges again. Okay. Sim. And we'll go for number 1 after this. Let's see if someone doesn't attack me and I have to jump back up again. Alright. And I'm going to do my Lando run for the day, so we got some time. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Let's see here. I'm going to invest a lot of crystals. Okay. Alright, where does that put me at? 65. I have to do another run, but I'll do it later on. Alright. I picked up 22, 24 for the day. Yeah, I may spend some more crystals. Alright. 4 minutes. Let's do another couple GW while we wait before we go to number 1. I'll try to, if I don't get attacked. As we're just killing time as we wait for the opportunity to get number 1. Alright, let's see how much more time we got. Got a minute. Again, reiterate the primary target. These are the first 2 that you have to go for on this team. I always try to just burn Anakin. Try to CC Yoda, but I'm not too worried about Yoda. I already know his first move is going to be his turn meter reduction attack. Again, I still want to have Qui-Gon still on this team, so again, I want to be careful when I use my taunts because I want to make sure that I don't lose Stormtrooper Han's taunt because I taunted too early and Qui-Gon went in there and removed it. Again, you got to really make sure you have a good strategy going in. I know it's a mobile game and everything, but if you want to be successful, these are the And OBS crashed. So if it seems a little funky, that's why OBS did crash. So luckily I caught it. Perfect timing. We can now go ahead and attack for number 1. Let's just say I'm already engaged in the battle. All right, priority is Anakin. There's a turn meter attack by Yoda. I'm going to use this. Hopefully Qui-Gon attacks it. He did. Thank ya. AoE, I knew that was coming. Let's defensive up. I don't need to worry about any. I'm going to use this AoE. Then Stormtrooper, bam. And then we're going to just keep wailing on Anakin. Let's get rid of him. Good. Let's try to focus on Yoda next. Good. Let's get some attack up for everybody. It's done. I'm going to work on Qui-Gon next. You can see that team hits hard. Stormtrooper Han's already. So I'm already focused on Qui-Gon. Let's see if I get a stun on her. The team hits hard. You have got to be very careful with that team because it will crush you. We show counterattack. We're going to work some Ahsoka. Get some defensive up. It's okay. She's done. Let's take care of Ayla. Send you back. And that should do it. There we go. All right, so you can see that, you know, we're number 1. I can guarantee you I got to fight off the rest of the day to stay number 1. A lot of good players on this shard. They're all really good, and they will attack. So the key thing to remember here is about PvP. One is, you know, we've talked about this in other streams, postulating and formulating and coming up with, you know, teams that you can run. You can see people run different groups, right? There's no right or wrong answer when you come up with your PvP group. Now, some characters are more powerful and have more adaptability and things that they can use. However, you have to be smart. Watch videos, watch how other people play, watch how, you know, don't just watch us, check out other sites that specifically talk about PvP. You know, understand how when you're PvPing, understand the biggest thing is, one, what your characters can do and their abilities, right? The other key component is understanding what the AI is going to do and when it's going to do it. All right, understanding turn meter and who's going first and what that character is going to do. You know, I got to break it down that each of these characters will do certain things at certain times as the AI plays them. So as long as you understand that, you can do very well in PvP no matter what team you have. Understand too that I don't care how good of a team you have, any team can beat any team in PvP right now. It's pretty balanced. So don't worry about, and don't be afraid of any team. As long as you understand how a team operates and what it's going to do. Like you saw me earlier when I was facing the Droid team. That team, you know, is going to go first. Just because Java Engineer's going to do his thing, they'll go ×2. Don't freak out. You know, as long as you have your team ready to go and you know what you're going to do and you know how you're going to attack, you'll be fine. Okay? So take this, break it down. I tried to break it down as we were going about what we were, you know, what I was kind of doing in each match. But if you need to replay it, play it again, look at it, watch it, see how I manipulate the AI, watch how I use my characters in different scenarios, and how I understand their abilities, and I just use them to the most effect. So hope this helps you guys out. I know you guys have been asking to watch me PvP and my general philosophy and how I attack it. So I hope this really helped you guys. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and we will see you guys on Wednesday for the next stream. Thanks.